This week on Moms Like Us, Shay Mitchell opens up about plans for baby number 2.
For me, at least, when I held her in my arms, and I know this gets so mushy, but I was just like, I would do it again. And I said that right after.
Then Cameron Eubanks explains why she just wasn't a newborn person.
For me, I, believe it or not, enjoy the toddler stage more than the itty bitty baby.
Plus, Meghan King gives her advice for single moms.
I feel guilty if I'm, taking time for myself, or if I'm working, or if I'm being a full-time mom. I feel guilty for all of those things.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Brianne Mance from Stroller in the City, and welcome to Moms Like Us. Hi Brianne, how are you?
Hey Christina, how's it going?
Good. We're getting into spring, so slowly but surely we're getting there.
And you're almost 32 weeks now, which is so exciting.
I know, we're moving along. It's like flying by, but also going really slow at the same time.
I know. It'll be here before you know it.
Totally. Well, we have some big Vanderpump baby arrival news. Brittany Cartwright and Jax Taylor have welcomed their baby boy. The couple shared this photo and captioned it, "Yesterday, April 12th at 1:51 p.m., our lives changed forever in the absolute best way possible. Our beautiful son, Cruz Michael Cauchy, was born and we have never been more in love. He's the most precious gift and I am so blessed to be his mommy. We are so happy. He is a dream come true. Both mommy and baby are doing great." Good for them. So excited.
I'm so excited for them. I feel like she's going to be like the best mom.
Oh my God. She was like born to be a mom.
Right? Don't you feel like that? I totally feel like that. And another adorable baby announcement came this week from Queer Eyes Tan France. He shared this photo of himself shirtless and holding a sonogram photo, captioning it, "So happy to finally share that we're having a baby. No, I'm not pregnant despite this very realistic pic. With the greatest gift, help of the most wonderful surrogate, Rob and I are lucky enough to be on our way to being parents this summer. Something that we've wanted for so many years. Our hearts are so full right now. I cannot wait to hold this baby and to show him so much love." I'm so happy for that.
I love that so much. And it was such a great little announcement too. So funny.
Totally.
I think that he's been talking about wanting to be a dad for a really long time. So super happy for them.
Totally.
All right. And then up next, we spoke to Shay Mitchell, and the new mom isn't so sure about rushing into baby number 2 after her 33-hour labor. Take a look. I know you had a 33-hour labor with Atlas. Does that ever scare you about going through such an intense labor again?
It does and it doesn't, because I will say this. My one thing to new moms is everybody's experiences is different. I don't care how many horror stories or how many amazing stories you hear of other women's births. That's not going to be the truth. It's the same for you. We never know going into it. What I will say though is, for me at least, when I held her in my arms, and I know this gets so mushy, but I was just like, I would do it again. And I said that right after. So yes, it was a long time, but having her and going through that, I was like, I don't even care. I would do it again. But it is a little daunting. I think for me more, it was the swollen hands and needles I don't do well with than it was the pregnancy itself.
It's amazing how soon you forget, when you go through. It's like, all right, I'll do this again tomorrow.
Right away, amnesia. You just completely forget. It's like, I know what you're doing. Yeah.
If you were to have another child, is there anything that you would do differently as a parent this time around, or the next time around?
I mean, I'm going to say this and parents at home will be like, yeah, right. Maybe it might be a little bit easier just because I will be so busy with a toddler or however old she is. And I think having that distraction will kind of take away from my own discomfort of being pregnant, if that makes any sense. Before I didn't have another child, so I was just like me sitting by myself, uncomfortable and really sitting in it. And now I won't have time to sit down and say, poor me, my hands are swollen. I'm going to be chasing after her, or who knows. So that's how I like to think about it. But I have a very positive outlook on things. So I'm thinking it'll be easier.
I mean, after 33 hours, I don't really blame her.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Although I have to say, I went into a crazy long labor with my second one too. I don't think it was 33 hours, but that's insane.
That's crazy.
Wow.
How long was labor for your second?
It was definitely 24 hours. We went into 24 hours. My water broke. I was trying to do the VBAC situation and I just never dilated and I wound up having a C-section. But it was just I could have probably just went in and had the C-section. But yeah, it was a good 24 hours.
Oh, it's a long time. It really is. I feel like some people like, it just happens really quickly. Other people's it's a really long time. Every birth story is totally different.
Totally. And the funny thing is you forget all of that and then you might have another baby. So
Totally.
you'll forget all of that pretty soon, I feel like.
Right. Besides that, did you have a worse memory from labor?
I mean, it was a bad labor. It was just a bad labor because I thought that here I am, I'm, totally laboring and I have a doula with me and I'm going to, push. And they basically said like, start pushing. And they were like, someone else came in. She's like, she's not even dilated. Like why? It was that was like definitely the worst.
Oh God. I feel
like pushing and like, I was like, I don't feel anything. They're like, you're supposed to feel something. I'm like, I don't.
It's crazy. Oh man. So like I said, every birth story is different.
Everyone is different. Oh my God. Speaking of babies, Cameron Eubanks sat down with us to explain why she just isn't a newborn person. Take a look at this.
I know that you said, she's trying to manipulate situations, but are there any other parts of the three-nager stage that that's been going on? And like, what's been the hardest and easiest part of this stage?
For me, I, believe it or not, enjoy the toddler stage more than the itty bitty baby. I was never a newborn person. You don't know what they want. They can't talk. They can't express their emotions. With the 3-year-old, they tell you when they're hungry. They tell you when they're tired. But it's hard. The three-nager is real. Palmer she rolls her eyes now. So yeah, 3 is harder than 2. They say they're an angel. They turn into angels at 4. So I'm hoping that is right.
I've heard that too. A bunch of my friends who have 4-year-olds, they say that that's the best age.
Yes, I've heard that too.
So a few more months. You just hold on for a few more months. What kind of things is she into right now?
She is into dinosaurs. She does not do baby dolls. She does not do the whole princess thing. She is dinosaur superhero. All of her pajamas have either dinosaurs or superheroes on them. So.
I love that.
So like, were you a newborn person? I feel like I was.
I mean, yes and no. I've talked about this so many times. I don't think I was a newborn person because I just hated breastfeeding so much in the beginning. So it kind of took that away from me. But once I kind of got past that, yes. I mean, those newborn snuggles are just the cutest thing in the world. And then, when they fall asleep on you, I mean, nothing is better than a newborn snuggle, I think.
I know. I feel like that too. And I'm experiencing now with my sister. And I feel like her baby sleeps she definitely has a good baby. Yeah. But he sleeps like all the time and he's just like, just like so innocent. And, I think that I miss those.
Totally. It's those cuddly phases. I mean, what has been your favorite phase so far?
Oh gosh. I mean, when you're talking about baby stages, I'm going to say 8 months. I always felt like that was like the sweet spot because then they're like communicating with you and you're in a groove, they're on a schedule. Like something like that. How about you?
Yeah, totally. Like with baby stage, definitely like 8 or 9 months when they can sit up, they're starting to eat their solid foods. And like you said, they're in a rhythm. You kind of have somewhat of a sleep schedule. But now that they're a little, I would say now is like so much fun too. She's almost 2 years old. She's starting to talk a lot more and like definitely can communicate and tell me exactly what she wants, which also makes things a lot easier too.
Totally. No, I feel like, now she's like, in her like, she's discovering herself now. So it's like it's so much fun with her now, but it's also so hard because she knows what she wants too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I remember that too. And then you'll get there again at like age 5, like when they start kindergarten and they're so innocent. And you're like, oh my God, they're growing up. Like, why?
It goes by so, I mean, they say it really does. It goes by so fast. It's crazy.
I know.
All right. Well, we also recently spoke with Meghan King, and since leaving the Housewives, she has become a single mom, as we know, and she opened up about what the hardest part of that journey has been for her.
My biggest challenge as a single mom is balancing everything. I think it's super tough. I was just talking to my brother about this morning, as a mom of a child with a disability, to not even make that, like, just hone in on my child's disability and, try to make everything perfect for him. Yes, of course, that's what I want to do. It takes me actively telling myself that will not define me. That is a part of who I am. That is not the only piece of who I am. And so that's been huge for me. And I think that's kind of helped me with being a single mom and trying to balance everything, because I feel guilty if I'm, you know, taking time for myself, or if I'm working, or if I'm being a full-time mom. I feel guilty for all of those things, and I can't do any of them as well as I wish I could, because there's a balance. There's only so much time in the day. So that for me has been definitely my biggest struggle. And yet I would say at the same time, probably one of my proudest accomplishments, because I think I do a good job of balancing those slices of the pie. And so when I do focus on whatever it is, I put all of my energy and passion into it. It's not just like, I don't take it for granted anymore.
Right. You know, every mom feels mom guilt. And I think we all do, no matter if you're home working, there's always some sense of guilt going on.
Always, without a doubt. I'm always guilty. I'm always guilty. I'm always hard on myself. Always, always, always.
Yep.
But that's what we do as moms.
Right. So it's normal, and you're always going to feel like that. Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. And our mom who got real this week goes to Jade Roper, the Bachelor Nation favorite. She shared this photo and captioned it, "Happy Sunday from me and my bald spot. I've been drinking bone broth and taking collagen and other herbs this time around to help with postpartum hair loss. I'm still losing hair, but not as heavily. And the biggest difference is it's already growing back very quickly. It just shows you can try everything to prevent something, but not one thing is a miracle worker." So like, did you experience this? Are you experiencing this?
I didn't. Luckily, knock on wood, luckily I never experienced any hair loss, but I know for some people, like they would say like chunks would come out in the shower. Like it's real.
Yeah, I know. I've never experienced it either. I felt like actually my hair was thicker, and then like I knew that like I lost hair, I guess, but I didn't feel, I don't know, I didn't experience this at all. But I do know a lot of people that did. It's like very real.
No, totally. And then they said that they were stuck with like just little baby hairs, and it's still like even years later wasn't growing back completely. But yeah, it is. It's definitely a real thing. And who knows, maybe this time around it'll be completely different for me, and I will, but as of right now, I never have.
Okay, we're knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood. All right. Well, our celeb moms are just like us this week goes to Lala Kent. Now, I can't say I've exactly done this, but we've all run out of coffee creamer. Take a look at this video that she shared of herself pouring milk into her coffee with the caption, "I ran out of creamer, so I used my booby milk." Not bad. So have you ever tried your breast milk in coffee or on it?
Not in coffee. I have tasted it like with my finger. I've never actually like poured a cup of it.
Right.
I don't think I would ever do this.
I don't think so either. No, I've like you said, like I tasted it for like temperature wise to make sure everything was okay, but I've never poured myself a large glass of breast milk.
Oh my God, I can't. And the fact that she's sharing it, I mean, that's just her. It's her personality, and that's it.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, the mom of Baby Ocean was also keeping it real on social media. She also shared this photo of herself pumping, saying, "So many people asked me if I was going to breastfeed. I thought this was a strange question because it's not that simple. I know many women who struggled, whether the baby didn't latch, milk wasn't coming in, or it just wasn't for them. I was never married to the idea of breastfeeding because I didn't want to feel disappointment or shame. That being said, I'm grateful my boobies are producing, but I know my baby is bonded to me regardless of what kind of nipple is in her mouth." Now, I think that is such an important message to share. And another mom shared a similar one this week, this photo of Leslie Ann Murphy from the Bachelor Nation, who can't breastfeed her newborn because she had a double mastectomy after she learned she was high risk for developing breast cancer. She shared a lengthy caption, and some of it read, "When I look at my scars today, I see her. No, she'll never know what it's like to feed from me. No, we'll never bond over the shared experience. I knowingly and willingly took that choice away from myself and her years ago, but I'd rather this child have a mother for as long as possible than to be able to breastfeed. A nipple is a nipple, no matter what it comes from, a woman or a bottle, and let me tell you, she doesn't know the difference, and we bond in many other ways. I sing to her and she's immediately at ease. I give her a bottle and she's happily fed. When I smile and she smiles back, everything is right in the world." I mean, couldn't say it better myself. I mean, I think
these words need to go like on something, you know.
Seriously.
It's so true. And I feel like society does it to us, but we're also doing it too. Like we're like normalized breastfeeding, right? And then we do normalize breastfeeding, but then there are some women who can't. I mean, I struggled so much with my son. And I think I only lasted with him probably like 8 months. And then with my girls, it was longer because I was more comfortable doing it. But it isn't for everybody, you
It's
know?
not,
So
no. And a good friend of mine, she tried so hard to breastfeed her first child, but her milk just never came in. And she like really beat herself up over it and had some bad postpartum. And when she had her second, she's like, I'm not even going to try it. I just need to be the best mom possible. And because I don't want to go through that again. And I totally commend her for that, because you got to do what's best for you and best for the baby. And there's so many other ways to bond with your baby: skin to skin, read to your baby, like she said, sing to your baby. There's so many things that you can do. And just because not feeding from your boob doesn't mean that you're not going to have that closeness.
right. Or, and it doesn't mean that you're not a good mom.
Right.
Like, I mean, it doesn't mean that, you know,
Right.
and that's why there are other options. There's
Mhm.
formula, you know, there's other options for moms, but
Totally.
so
Good
true.
for them for speaking up about it. I love it. Well, next up is a brand new segment. I'm so excited about this. It is called Baby Name Diaries. And we asked Shay Mitchell how she and her husband came up with their baby's name, Atlas. Take a look.
It's just, it had to do with travel. You know, I was in Morocco, the Atlas Mountains. I had such an incredible trip over there. And to be honest, when I was there, I didn't think about it quite then. It was when, you know, I was pregnant with her, and good friends of ours had just had their daughter, and they were running over a list of names. And when they said Atlas, it just like brought back my memory of being in the Atlas Mountains. And then I was just like, travel, original. Like, I loved it. It just like, we knew it right away. Matt and I looked at each other and I was like, we have to tell her the other name because we want Atlas. And it all worked out. Her name worked perfectly for her daughter, and you know, as did Atlas for us. So it just fit. You know, I think you just know when you know.
I love this. This is so cute. I mean, she's, you know, it was all about her traveling all over the world, and, you know, it's definitely something that meant something to her, which I thought was great. Did you have inspirations for your kids' names?
I do. So we spoke about this, that I don't have a middle name and I'm totally scarred.
Mhm.
So each one of my kids' second middle names is, my son is Nevis because we were on our baby moon in Nevis. My daughter's is London. And then my youngest is, Sky. Oh my God, did I forget her middle? Sky. And I did Sky. Her name is Gemma Kingsley Sky. And I did Sky because I was like, you know, I love being outdoors and, you know, just beachy, whatever, like, and travel and all that stuff. So yeah, I did try to do things like that. But I love Atlas because I didn't think of that when I first heard the name. I didn't immediately think travel. And now that she said it, I'm like, oh my God, that totally makes sense. I love that.
I love it. I think that's great. Yeah. For me, we just like the name Gianna a lot. I thought that was really pretty. And then her middle name is Marie, and that's after my mom. Her name is Marianne. So a little nod to my mom. So yeah, it is nice when they, you know, they have some special meetings, and, you know, it was cool that she incorporated her travel. And I love that you do that as well. I think that's so fun.
Yes, it's so cute. Oh my God. Are you set on your names? Are you still going back and forth?
It is Brianne, I can't even tell you how stressed I am about this. Like, I can't make up my mind at all. I don't even like have like a top three. It's so bad. I like go back and forth all the time.
No. Oh no. We got to ask the viewers.
Yes.
Leave a comment below. Christina needs a boy baby name.
I desperately need a boy baby name.
Oh my goodness. I feel the same thing. My assistant's pregnant too. And she swears that she's having a boy. She doesn't know, and she's not going to find out, but she has two girl names totally like set on it, but she cannot figure out a boy name.
It's driving me crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Oh my goodness. We need to help Christina. Leave a name.
Please do.
So our clapback of the week goes to Nikki Bella. 8 months after welcoming son Mateo, she said a lot of her followers have been asking if she's pregnant again. And she responded, no, LOL. My dress was baggy, and with the number placement and being super bloated from travel and hormones, milk is coming to an end. I totally look it. It is what it is. LOL. Had abs in the day and a little belly at night. Hashtag mom life. I mean, we know this. You never ask somebody if they're pregnant.
Never. Come on. Especially like she doesn't look pregnant at all. Like if she had like a little bloat, especially if you have like just a little bloat, never ask that question.
Never. I mean, you can think it in your head, like,
Right.
I wonder if she's going for number two, you know, another baby. And but you never say it. Like, why do
No.
people think it's okay?
No.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay to say it even on Instagram when they can't even like face you face to face. It's never okay. Don't do it. But I'm glad she kind of clapped back and kind of made a little bit of a joke about it, being like,
Totally.
you know, I'm just bloated from traveling and my milk's coming to an end. It's okay, people.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. All right. Well, Brienne, thank you so much for running down all things moms with me as always.
Thank you, and I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week. Make sure to tune into Moms Like Us every Thursday on Us Weekly's YouTube channel. Keep commenting, keep subscribing. And like you said, we will see you guys next week.
Yes. Bye, guys.